What's going on, guys? So in today's video, I want to discuss with you how to lose weight and build muscle. Is it possible? Is it really possible to lose weight, lose body fat, and build muscle at the same time? I believe it is, because that's exactly what I did. And some people don't think that's possible, but I believe that's what happened with me. What I'm going to do here today is I'm going to give you a 10-step plan that's going to help you be able to not only lose weight, but build muscle, or at least maintain the muscle that you have at the same time. And I believe the first step that you have to do is you have to understand that it takes calorie reductions in small amounts. I think if you're, let's say, over 20% body fat, you shouldn't be intermittent fasting or any type of fasting. You should be at least eating 3 meals a day, with depending on your body weight. For me, when I first started, I was at 265. So at 265, I was eating roughly 160 to 200 grams of protein a day. Some days a little less, maybe 150, 140 grams. I was eating roughly 200 grams of carbs, and my calories was around 2,300. So that 2,300 calories was about 500. It was a 500 calorie deficit from my maintenance calories. So essentially, I was able to eat in a small deficit while at the same time keep my protein high, which was going to help me to keep muscle or even build some muscle during that period of dieting. And then also I was able to lose weight in the process. So here are the 10 steps, and I'm just going to give you these steps as it pertains to my experience. And I think that's the most relevant thing to do because, having been someone that's gone on this path, and as I've said in the previous video, I'm not a personal trainer, I'm not a dietitian, I'm not here to sell you a meal plan, I'm not here to offer you personal training. What I'm here to do is to give you some steps that you can use, you can apply in your life today that will help you accomplish the goal of losing weight while building muscle at the same time. So what I did, and I believe this is step one you should do, is track what you're eating for about a good week. For about a good week, just simply write down, you can put it in your phone, every single thing that you put in your mouth for a whole week. And that's exactly what I did. I just tracked it, because I wanted to find out how many calories was I actually eating. Another thing that I did, and I still do to this day, is I weigh myself every day. So you want to weigh yourself. So you want to track what you're eating, and then you want to weigh yourself. That's step one. Once you get to the end of the week, step two is to figure out what your calorie intake should be, just to maintain the status quo or to maintain what your weight is right now. So at the end of the day, if let's say you're 265 pounds and your total maintenance calories, meaning you would not lose weight or gain weight, would be 2,800 calories. Now you know what it would be to maintain the status quo. 2,800 calories for you to not either lose weight or gain weight. So from there, if you want to lose roughly a pound a week, which is basically going to be a 500 calorie deficit daily, 500 calories times 7 days is 3,500 calories. 3,500 calories is roughly 1 pound of body weight. Then you would be eating in a 500 calorie deficit. So step two is to figure out what the calorie deficit is, which should be roughly 500 calories from your maintenance calories. The way you figure out what your maintenance calories are is to just simply put in, you can go to Google. I'm going to put a calorie calculator, the exact same one that I use, in the description. Once you put your calories in there, now you know how many calories you're supposed to eat to maintain the status quo. From there, you're going to reduce those maintenance calories by 500. Now you're going to be eating in a 500 calorie deficit. So that's step two. Step three is to create a diet around those calories. So the question is, what foods should you select in order for you to achieve those 2,300 calories? What foods did I select? I'm gonna give you some general principles, to follow that can help you with that. So one of the things that I do is I prioritize protein, lean meat sources. That's chicken, that's fish, that's going to be beef, steaks, uh, specific type of steak. So that's going to be basically top sirloin, top round, shoulder steak, any type of steak that's lean or lean ground beef. So that's basically going to be anything 90% lean or 93% lean. Um, and I eat whole eggs. So basically, my diet is priority protein with every meal, 3 meals a day, protein with each meal. So, for example, a breakfast for me would equal what would be 3 eggs and a carb source. I like English muffins. I eat bagels. That's the carb source. So prioritizing protein for breakfast. For lunch is normally going to be either ground beef or some type of lean steak, 8 to 10 ounces, which would give me roughly 50 to 60, depending on the meat. It could even be 70 grams. So between breakfast and lunch, I already have 100 grams. For dinner, I'm eating something similar to what I ate at lunch. So now I have around 160, 170 grams of protein right there. I don't really do a lot of protein shakes. I try to get most of my protein from meats. So that's the protein. The other point I want to make is carbs. Carbs are not your enemy when you're trying to lose weight. I ate carbs while I was trying to lose weight, and I still eat carbs to this day. So the carb sources for me mainly are going to be, like I said, for breakfast, English muffin. For lunch is normally going to be rice or potatoes. For dinner, it's going to be the same thing, some type of rice or potato, normally white rice, but normally I eat potatoes as well. So that's going to be your primary uh, foods for carbs and proteins. I eat a lot of salads. Salads are good because they're high density foods, so you can eat a lot of it and get full, but it's not a lot of calories. So a lot of times I'll just eat a salad with rice or a salad with potatoes, and that's my meal. So, as far as the carbs and the proteins, that's how I do it. I get mainly my fats from the animal meats that I'm eating. So if I'm eating beef or chicken or fish, whatever the case may be, some days I have a little bit more fat in my diet. So that would be like chicken thighs or something like that. I really don't eat chicken wings unless it's a cheat meal. But for the most part, during the week, when I'm not eating a cheat meal, I'm going to eat, basically lean protein, a carb, and a salad. As far as snacks go, one of my favorite snacks is graham crackers. I eat those religiously. And I chose the graham crackers because they're low in calorie. They don't have a lot of fiber in them, but I also eat fruits. So the fruits that I eat are going to be berries, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, any kind of berry. And I love watermelon. I eat a lot of watermelon and a lot of berries. So I chose those fruits because they're low in sugar and they have a lot of fiber. So that's what I eat for snacks. And as far as drinks, I drink mainly water, sometimes regular water, sometimes carbonated water, and coffee, black coffee. I normally start my day with a cup of black coffee. So those are some general principles about how you can diet. Lean proteins, carb sources, rice, potatoes. I prepare a lot of the proteins either through, on a grill, or I will pan sear the meats. So I'm not frying anything. I'm not deep frying anything. Normally I'm cooking with PAM, which is a spray, so it's 0 calories. My main priority is the calories. So I'm always thinking about calories and I'm thinking about protein. And I am getting carbs in there as well because, with carbs, that's going to be your energy source. So I think I actually gave you step 1, which is track your calories for a week. Step 2 is figure out where your calories are. Step 3 is to create the diet around your calories. Step 4 is to prioritize protein. Step 5 deals with resistance training. So step 5, which is resistance training, I am pretty much on a bro split or a bodybuilder split. I've been doing this since I started working out. My workouts basically consist of when I go into the gym, targeting one body part a day. So for example, on Mondays, I normally do back. Tuesdays, I'll do shoulders. Wednesdays, I'll do chest. Thursdays, I'll do arms. Friday, I'll do back again. Saturday, I do chest. And then Sunday, I'll also do arms. And then sometimes I'll even throw in arm work on a back day or chest day. So that's basically giving me my second arm day for the week. So basically, I'm doing each body part twice a week. Legs, I have not been as diligent with legs over the summer. Really, in the winter, I try to hit legs a little bit more because in the summer, I do a lot of cardio. Spring and summer, I do a lot of cardio. So just to take the load off my legs, I may not do legs as much. But during the winter time, I really like to target my legs a lot. So I'll do, squats for legs. Same thing as far as target. I only hit those maybe like once a week. But this winter, that's one of my goals, is to become more diligent about hitting my legs. Speaking of which, I want to go back to the calorie thing because I think it's important for me to describe, the whole calorie thing throughout the year. I'm not eating in a calorie deficit the whole year. What I like to do is I will, in the winter and the fall months, I'll go into more of a calorie surplus range. So I'm not really tracking calories as much, but I am watching my weight. And normally during the winter, what I've been doing for the last 3 years since I've been on this weight loss journey is during the winter, I kind of take a diet break. I'm not really as meticulous about tracking, but for the most part, I'm eating the same food. So I kind of know what I'm eating. And then I will not do as much cardio. So that's kind of how I deal with the calories during the fall and the winter. And then in the spring, I would say middle of spring, so like around middle of April is when I'll start going into more of a calorie restriction mode. And I'll stay with that until I get back lean again for the summer. And then I'll go into a maintenance mode with calories once I get to the point where I want to be and how I want to look. So just to recap, the fall and the winter months are more of a calorie surplus, and the spring and summer months are more of a deficit until I get to the point where I like the way I look, and then I'll start just maintaining that weight and those calories for the summer. The reason I do this is because I don't think that you should be in a calorie deficit. What I've seen that works for me is these breaks have been good for my mind and for my body. They've given me the ability to go into the gym and be able to lift more weights. Like I said, I am on a bodybuilder's split, so I pretty much do a bro split the whole year. But in the winter months, I'll do more compound exercises. So that will be bench press, squatting, deadlifting. And then in the summer months when I'm cutting, I do more machine work. So I'll be doing, shoulder presses on the machine, pretty much a combination of machines and dumbbells for the most part. I have more of a hypertrophy focused workout, so I'm doing more like 10 to 12 reps. In the summer months, I may do 12 to 15 reps just to get the extra calorie burn. But for the most part, that's how I structure my workouts. For me, weightlifting is primary, cardio is secondary. So I pretty much train 7 days a week. And I've been doing this for the last 3 years. It's good for my mind. It's helped me to put myself in a period of habit forming, which is, I think, the most important part when you're trying to get in shape. You need to be able to set good habits. And if you're doing something less than at least 5 times a week, in my opinion, it's not enough because you won't set the habit of doing it consistently. So step 6 is cardio. My cardio routine is primarily like basketball. And the reason why I've done that, the reason why I play basketball is because I like to do it. And it's something that I do about 3 to 4 times a week during the spring and the summer months. I think cardio is something that you have to enjoy to a certain degree, because if you aren't doing something that you enjoy, then you probably won't stick to it. So, I kind of even approach it with like a hit type of workout mindset. So I'm like sprinting up and down the court, on the fast break, I'll be the first one out. And the way I look at that is, I'm just trying to get a calorie burn. And what I'm really trying to do is target 10,000 steps in that workout in during the game. So I have a fitness tracker that I wear. And once I hit those 10,000 steps, it goes off and it lets me know that, hey, you've hit 10,000 steps. And that's what keeps my cardio intact. I'm still playing after those 10,000 steps, but I'm trying to make sure that I target at least 10,000 steps playing basketball. The thing about that is you could do that walking, you can do it running, you can do it jogging, you could do it on the stair climber, you could do it walking on the treadmill. But ultimately, the goal for me is to get in those 10,000 steps. Step 7 is to make sure you take your supplements. Now, I don't take really any supplements for the most part. I'm only really doing 2 things. The only 2 supplements that I'm taking are creatine and vitamin D3. I used to take like a men's multivitamin, and then I was also taking this stuff called ashwagandha, and then I was also taking ginkgo biloba or something like that. But I stopped taking all that stuff once I started to do the research on it. So for me, creatine and vitamin D3 are the only supplements that I take. Oh, and then caffeine, if you want to count caffeine, which is black coffee. I drink black coffee every day, at least 1 cup. So I try to drink the coffee before I go work out just to get my energy levels together. Step 8 is diet breaks. The reason why I think diet breaks are so powerful is because it gives you the ability to reset your mind, to reset your body, and just come back with a fresh approach. And if you've been struggling and hit a plateau and you're just tired of cutting calories and hitting a plateau and cutting calories and you get stuck, just going back into more of a maintenance mode with your calories, which is what I'm talking about when I say take a diet break. Just go back into a maintenance mode of your maintenance mode in terms of tracking your calories. It can do wonders for your mind, and honestly, it'll do wonders for your body. And that's kind of what I'm doing in the wintertime pretty much every month. I'm just kind of taking a break from dieting because during the summer and during the spring, I'm in a calorie deficit. In the winter and the fall months, I'm pretty much in a maintenance phase where I'm trying to just simply maintain what I have or maybe even eat a little bit more. So it would be like more of a maintenance / surplus period for me, like the fall and the winter months. And it just does wonders for me. So I would say that's a very important part of your weight loss journey is taking diet breaks. Step 9 is intermittent fasting or flexible fasting. I've been doing more flexible fasting during those cutting phases. During the winter months, I'm not really doing a lot of fasting because, like I said, I'm eating more in the surplus and I'm eating more in the maintenance phase. So, but when you get to the point where you're cutting, the fasting can be very powerful because it can put you in a position where you're in a calorie deficit. You know you're in a calorie deficit because there's a meal that you're not eating. So intermittent fasting and flexible fasting, or there's a time restriction in which you eat, which is similar to intermittent fasting, right? Time restricted eating, or basically giving up a meal, can help you during those phases when you're trying to cut. Step 10 is sleeping. Now, this is something that I do not do well, and I'm trying to get better at it. But when you have a demanding schedule, you have to work, you have kids, you have your wife, you have family, you have just trying to juggle everything. It can be hard to just get enough sleep in. And so it's something that I struggle with and I've struggled with over the years. But it's something that I am going to get better at, hopefully, because it is a very important part of getting in shape. So with that being said, guys, hopefully these 10 steps will help you in accomplishing your fitness goals. There will be pitfalls along the way. You will fail. The most important thing is you get back up. And when you get back up, Keep going, keep pushing. Don't give up at all, because there will be times where you get discouraged. Stuff goes on in our personal lives. Stay on track, stay focused. And that's the reason why I say you should not put a time frame on it, because when you put a time frame on it, you're probably going to set yourself up for failure, because it's inevitable. You will make mistakes and you will fail. But as long as you're committed to the process of getting up and keep going, then you won't lose. You will accomplish your goals. So with that being said, guys, thanks for watching the video. Please comment below if you have any questions. Y'all take it easy. Peace.